What a whee! I need professional help.
Sports Betting Weekly.
Sports Betting Weekly, sponsored by EasySportsData.com. The books use data, shouldn't you too? And this is easy sports data, like the preschoolers use. EasySportsData.com.
I win here and I win there. Now what?
Sports Betting Weekly.
What a whee!
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
You should also check out SportsBettingLessons.com. You'll learn some old tricks because sometimes how you bet is more important than who you bet. SportsBettingLessons.com.
Let's just do it. Let's meet this thing head on. And you were in it to win it. Talk about an education.
Sports Betting Weekly.
Wow, winning.
Sports Betting Weekly.
Sit back and enjoy the show.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Welcome to Sports Betting Weekly, or as we're calling it this week, the John and Chaz Show on the World Sports Radio Network, Belly Up Sports Podcast Network, and the Sports Betting Channel. So, John, we already cashed the ticket today.
Yeah, it was nice. We got some nice little college basketball action, which always makes the day that much better when you're cashing early.
Yeah, it was so funny because yesterday the battery in my truck went. Today my washing machine went. But let me tell you, I mentioned the spouse tax. Now, again, I've been betting a long, long time, and I was single for a while when I was betting. And when I would win money, when I was single, the money pretty much went to me 100%. But once I got married, I noticed that there's a vig involved in sports betting winning when you have a spouse or a significant other. This isn't about religion or race or sexual persuasion. This is about money. So I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter if you got a purple person and they're married to same-sex, octagon arms person. It doesn't matter what you got. If somebody comes home with an extra $1,000, they're going to want some of it.
They don't want a little taste of the action. Oh, yeah.
And over the years now, I've kind of figured it out, but we're going to talk a little bit about this tonight. But so let's look at you. When you come home on a Sunday, now you don't always go to the casino. Sometimes you bet online, but when you go to the casinos, do you normally wait around to cash, or do you go home with tickets in your pocket?
Yeah, it all depends if on the situation there, if we're having a good time, enjoying ourselves, if there's some other games I got lined up on the board, if we're going to do an all day event, I'll do that. But, I'm fortunate enough to where I have a casino literally 5 minutes. So I don't mind leaving with some winners in my pocket and either going back later in the night after the crowd dies down. Because, you've been to a sports book on Sunday, after that late game dies out, there's hardly nobody in there. So I don't mind going back and cashing out.
The trotters. That's when the guys are betting the trotters. West.
Yeah.
West would be out there.
They're trying to find that 15-1 shot to make their money back.
Yeah, I hit a 1,500 to 1 this past year.
They're hitting the late night run at Los Alamitos or something, So
exactly. But so say you come home and you had just a really, really good day. And again, remember, $100 could be a good day for you. If you left your house with $20, all right, you went to, because that's what it's like when you have OTBs. In Vegas or anywhere now where it's legal and the casinos are close to you. So if they put in a OTB at the racetrack, if they ever passed it out here in California, that's what my situation is. I go early bird in the morning. I get my bets in. I watch the races. If I win, I go the next day. I hold it because those tickets are good for a year.
Oh, yeah, they're good for, most of them are good for 180 days, I do believe, or, depending on what you go to, that's more than enough time. So, yeah.
But so when you go home with more money than John normally goes home with, because John was good at what John does, how do you do? Do you buy shit for the house? Do you buy shit?
Yeah.
What do you do? Kids?
I tend to. My wife is pretty good. I'm married. I got 2 kids, but yeah, especially this time of year with the holidays going, I'm always looking at it that if I came home and we done very well, you might as well enjoy it and spend it with the people that you love. And why not go buy some stuff?
So that's why I'm the first one buying rounds at the bar, because I ain't giving it back to them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you might as well get something out of it. That's what I said. I'd rather go get a nice steak.
Than give it to the guy behind the counter.
Yep, exactly. Give a tip to the bartender or go get a nice steak dinner. It's better than giving it back. At least you got something out of it,
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we kind of lackadaisical into the show, which is disrespectful from me, because we normally do live action. So let's get over there and see where we're at. So we got a college game on. Do you have any plays in hoops already that you put in that either have started or are starting?
No, I'm kind of waiting for the NFL game. I'm looking for an opportunity to jump on in for the under. I'm really not liking this game at all. I'm kind of channeling my inner West and staying away from these Thursday and Sunday and Monday night games.
Dude has got it right. There's no doubt about it, because I see so many times, because my son's in my house and he bets, and he'll throw in $100 3-teamer like it's nothing. You know me. I got my $10. It's my money. Yeah, sure. At any point in time, I might have 36 of those $10 bets spread around. But so when that, if that Monday or Thursday or Sunday night football is the third game of a 3-teamer and it blows up in your face, in hindsight, you say, well, dude, you deserved it to blow up in your face. Look what you're betting.
Yeah.
They never go normal. They're very seldom easy.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, part of that is the point spread, and the NFL is very good at the point spread,
Very, very good. It's crazy.
That game here in a few minutes. I am on the Louisville team total over for the game, because Duke, and I mentioned this to you guys earlier, Duke's had 4 straight games where they gave up like 45 or more. I don't care who you're playing. If you give up 45, that means you got some issues. No matter who's scoring the 45. They could be the best teams. Well, Louisville isn't in the SEC, so they're not playing the best teams. Those are probably ACC teams, I'm assuming. And I can tell you exactly who they were, but I'm just letting you know that. So I just didn't think. Now, Duke just blocked a punt. But so I didn't think that Louisville was going to have a problem scoring. Duke doesn't cover, but Louisville isn't like somebody I want to put my money on. So I went with their team total, but I went with the over as well.
Okay.
Because I know Duke can score some points. So I'm sitting.
Duke can put up points. Yeah.
I'm sitting on that over. I don't know what it is, but it's, first half is half of what the game is. And that's what we talked about earlier with that Clemson win. I totally appreciate early in the season somebody who is not betting first halves in college basketball. Don't get me wrong. But if someone gives me a play, I'm playing the first half and the game.
The game.
I told you I'm sitting on like $50 in open parlays, which, you know what? I'm a small-time player, but if I put everything in there, I think it's like 4 1/4 to 1 right now, because I got some that are left with 1 piece and 3-teamers and some that are left with 1 piece and 2-teamers. So here's my betting strategy. John gives me a play. I bet it for the first half, and I bet it for the game. And then I use in an open parlay for the first half and for the game. So if it wins, boom, that parlay is free money.
Yep.
Have I hedged them before? Sure. If I get up to $100 and 3-teamers worth $425, I'll bet, team A and half of them, team B and half of them, close it out, move on with my life, take the $200. That's what I'll do. Because
it's a smart way to do it.
Having these spots to fill. And you got to fill them by Monday, because you lose them if you don't fill them.
You only have so much time. Yep.
All right. So yeah, that spouse tax, I definitely want to get back to. I mentioned that we're not, I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but I mentioned it to somebody. I'm done. Oh, yeah, it was you earlier. I said, here's the thing. This is where my microphone will be next week. It's going to be here the whole week. I ain't touching this thing. As you know, we've had some audio issues, and Mo from the Mo Radio Show was kind enough to help me out with the board. Technology is technology. It's great. But the bottom line is I need a week off from it. But so, John, you got kids, you got wives, you got things like that. I'm not worried about that. When I'm talking about thankful, not your health. I'm getting away from it. in the sports betting vein of things, this holiday season, what are you most thankful for?
As far as you know, like you said, obviously family and health and being healthy
Yeah,
friends.
throw that stuff out. This is
Yeah,
not
throw
the,
that. Yeah,
not
yeah,
life betting
yeah.
weekly. This is
I,
sports.
I guess as we kind of see things, you would want to say kind of get back to normal. You know, last year we were still in the dark with the whole kind of COVID issue and where this was going, and there was certain teams not playing and still didn't have fans in stadiums, and everything was kind of lingering and stuff like that. So I'm kind of grateful to see things kind of get back to normal, so to speak, whatever type of normal that we have nowadays. But at least I see things happening that's positive, and I'm glad that we got sports realm betting back, and you got fans back in the stadium, and especially for college basketball, because I'm a big college basketball guy, and it's great seeing these young kids back in these stands having fun and surrounding the team and being there to support the team. So I think that's great. Wonderful atmosphere.
Yeah, no, and it's, well, for me, mine's a little more specific, but it's in the same vein. I booked tickets for the AFC NFC weekend. I told people
Nice.
the Christmas is number one
Yep.
for me, but in the sports betting world, it's Kentucky Derby's number one, AFC NFC weekend's number two, and Breeders' Cup's number three. Good Derby, no matter where I go with the Derby, I'm usually with friends, and it's just a special day.
time.
But going to Vegas every year got to be such a habit. And then nothing on my own that I did, I lost out on. And so that's what I'm thankful for, that I actually have tickets in my hand.
There you go.
San Diego, Friday night. My son's getting there early because he's got friends he's going to go see, but I got to work today, so I'm going to check out Friday night. So that's what I'm thankful for. So, all right, we've got a first quarter. It's 7-3 Louisville.
Yep.
You know what? If you got the over, that's not a bad score to see.
No, it's not a bad score. We'll see how they finish out the first quarter.
Still 3 minutes ago, so I'd like to see another score here.
Yeah.
But this game they're going to score some points, I believe, in this game. And then I haven't looked at the NFL game, and I'm going to look at it during the break. I glanced at it yesterday, is what I should say. But I haven't looked enough to, like you said, to have an opinion of what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
I have no problem betting the unders, though, recently, because I've done really well with the unders that I have bet,
Yep. Yeah, that's where I kind of went to. At first glance, you're looking at a team, Patriots, who is playing extremely well. I mean, Matt Jones is this. I think I'm playing outrageous these last couple of weeks, leading them to some great wins. So when you first look at this game, you want to just jump out and you want to bet the house, so to speak, on the Patriots. But at the same time, I kind of look at this as almost a letdown spot here versus Atlanta. The line seems a little iffy to me, 6.5, 7, depending on what your betting outfit is. So I didn't like that. I did like the under, and like I mentioned earlier, I'm kind of hoping somebody gets a quick score, that way I can kind of get a better number, and then I might jump in on that under sort of in game. But yeah, I'm laying low in this game. I'll hold out to NFL Sunday.
Yeah, so Louisville just picked it off. So they blocked the punt, right? Duke blocked the punt, got 3. Any points I can get over turnover, I'm going to take them.
Yep. Oh, he's wide open right here. Oh, that should have been 7 right there.
Punted and then picked off Duke. Now they've got the ball in Duke's 40 with 2:30 to go in the first. So we'll see what happens here. On the first play, it looks like, he overthrew me. Had it for
he was wide open. That would have been a walking touchdown.
We got to talk some college football. We got to talk some NFL football. John gave me some plays, but first let's do this. I want to talk about this week's hot tickets at Prop Swap. Now, you guys have heard me talk about Prop Swap before because I like Prop Swap. They're guys known since we've been on the radio, and they're very, very good at what they do, and they fill a very good niche. And they have the go for 2 thing where, and I might do that for some March Madness. So if I get up when I'm at AFC NFC weekend, John, I might say, you know what? I've been watching John now for 2 months with college basketball. I got a pretty good feel for who, because if I got action, I'm paying attention. If I don't got action, I don't even know who played, never mind who won.
Exactly.
I like UCLA. I hopped on UCLA late in the second half a couple nights back. Oh my God, they're very, very good. But they're not afraid to start slow. They started slow last night again. They turned it on a little too early last night because by the time halftime came, they were almost covering for the game already.
Yep.
But what I do is the go for two aspect is simply that you're gonna break your ticket in two, basically. So you go up the window, you say, I want $50 on UCLA to win it all at 7-1, right? But give me $25 tickets and then repeat it. Hit it twice.
Yep. That's a great strategy. That's great. And I never even thought of that, even though I'm not too much of a prop or futures better, but that's just a great strategy and a great way from a better to look at it. Yeah.
Really, if you're right, you're going to make money.
You're going to make a lot of money.
Yep. Go down in flames in the Final Four.
Yep.
You know, they can get beat. I said, oh, this guy's wide open in the end zone.
Yep, you got him.
Touchdown.
That's not. That's a big score right before the
first
again,
quarter. That team total over. I didn't look at it. You know, I'm telling you right now, I see them. If this team gave up 45, right, then I'm thinking Louisville could score 45 because everybody scores 45 on them.
Yep.
So if I was going to live action, I would look at that, and that's what I'm going to look at next. But let's listen to these. We're gonna listen to these top picks, the hot tickets from PropSwap, and I want your feedback. So this is Josh to win the MVP. First of all, would you even look at that ticket, or doesn't matter what the numbers are?
To win MVP for NFL?
You think he's got a shot?
It's Josh Allen. Is that who you said?
Not the one that got the interception, the one that threw the interception.
Yeah. You want to know what it's gonna take? It's gonna take some.
You think he's got a shot, that ticket's even worth looking at?
I think he's still in the conversation, but I think it's gonna take a string of some phenomenal games here to get him back up there.
So here's what happened. Somebody went out and he bet this bet. Mm-hmm. And right now the odds are 2.5 to 1.
Wow.
So that's at the books. But this ticket is 3.2 to 1 because it's $120 and it pays $500. And basically that's what you do. You get that ticket. So if I go, and we'll use the Bruins as an example.
Yep.
Even though at the way they're playing, it would probably be even money if they keep rocking and rolling like this. Because remember, all those Christmas tournaments and stuff, that's when really teams sometimes will get upset because they're playing games that they don't normally play out of conference. They're fun.
Playing out of conference. They're doing a lot of traveling. There's off-sites games. There's a lot of games even in Vegas coming up where we got a lot of good teams coming up here for the holidays.
You could go to PropSwap right now. You buy this ticket for $120, and if it wins, you collect $500, which is 3.2 to 1 if you like Josh Allen. This next one is Carolina Panthers to win the NFL championship.
Wow.
It's a $50,000 ticket.
A $50,000 ticket. Yeah, I don't know what the original investment is in there, but I'm sure at the beginning of the season it was worth it. But at this stage of the game, I'm going to say that ticket's dead. Yeah.
Right. It was 200 to 1.
Yeah.
So that means they bet $250. That right?
Yep.
And the guy's selling it now for $195. So the guy's saying, "I'll take a loss."
He'll take a little bit of money off. Yeah.
Hoping that Cam Newton is Superman.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be tough because even though that's 256 to 1, and the odds right now at the book are 200 to 1, that's one where I wouldn't even look.
Yeah, that's going to be tough, especially with all the injuries and stuff that they had recently.
This is Tennessee Titans to win the AFC Championship, so not the Super Bowl, because the Carolina Panthers was to win the NFL Championship. That's all the whole kit and caboodle.
That's the whole kit and caboodle.
Gets to the Super Bowl, you're catching this ticket.
Yeah,
it's $150. This ticket, it pays $950.
Wow.
So that's 5.3 to 1. And right now, if you go to the book, and you go to the book every week, you'll probably see it on there. It says 4.5 to 1.
Wow.
Those are a little uptick. Those are a little upticks.
I think that's one that would be a good investment. I think out of all of those, you have to look at the way the Titans are playing. Those odds.
If I'm the guy, I'm assuming what's going to happen is if they keep winning, that price is going to change. He's going to take.
It's got to. Yeah, you got to go up on that. Exactly. Yeah.
I have to talk to. I think it's Ian at PropSwap. I'll have to check in with him and see how that works. But I'm pretty sure you pull it whenever you want because as you know, they take as soon as the game started, all those futures are off the board. They
Yep.
don't come again until usually Sunday or Monday. So
Yeah, they don't come until they get the results of all the games, and then they'll reload them up. So yeah, it's always changing.
yeah, exactly. When we come back from break, we are going to talk about what else we got to talk about. You're listening to Sports Betting Weekly, otherwise known as the John and Chaz Show on the World Wide Radio Network.
Thursday night special.
Exactly. The Sports Betting Channel and Belly Up Sports Podcast Network.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Be fearless at MMA Long Island and Seituha Karate. Located at 28 Colt Court in Ronkonkoma, MMA Long Island is the martial arts school for you if you want to learn combat-proven techniques, build confidence, discipline, and self-esteem while learning real martial arts to fight back against bullies, predators, and peer pressure. MMA Long Island offers group and private lessons for all ages and levels in traditional Goju-Ryu Karate, MMA, and self-defense. MMA Long Island is one of Long Island's most affordable martial arts schools. There are no promotion, belt, or membership fees, and family discounts are available. All classes are taught by 7th degree black belt Sensei John Benedict with over 30 years teaching experience. So whether you want to get in the ring or protect yourself and your family, MMA Long Island can help you reach your goals. Visit MMALongIsland.com. That's MMALongIsland.com or call or text 516-381-9660. That's 516-381-9660.
Do current market conditions have you nervous? Our experienced team of financial professionals at Heritage Harbor Financial Associates understands that no two investors are alike. We all have different goals, needs, and appetites for risk. That's why the one-size-fits-all approach does not work, especially when planning for retirement. At Heritage Harbor Financial Associates, we analyze your unique investment style so that you can work toward your individual retirement goals on your terms. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates can help you take steps to reach your retirement goals by providing a wide array of financial products to fit your needs, even for the risk adverse. Give us a call at 631-331-6599 to learn more or to set up an appointment with one of our financial professionals. You can also find us on the web at hhfa.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/hhfa.org. Our number again is 631-331-6599. That's 631-331-6599. Investments in stock, bonds, and mutual funds and variable annuities are not FDIC insured and are subject to fluctuation in value and market risk, including loss of principal. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates offers securities through AXA Advisors LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC. Annuity and insurance products offered through AXA Network LLC.
Edward Lehman has been a trusted insurance advisor for over 16 years with insurance solutions for auto, home, commercial, life, and retirement. He's located at 54 Sunnyside Boulevard, Suite H in Plainview. That's just 1,000 feet south of 495. Local agent, local advice. The time to think about insurance is before you need it. So do yourself a favor and before you pay your next insurance bill, give Ed and his team a call, 516-935-3900, or visit him online at www.allstate.com/EL. Edward H. Lehman Insurance is your trusted insurance advisor.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Sports Betting Weekly.
You keep lying when you ought to be truthing. And you keep losing when you ought to not bet.
Sit back and enjoy the show.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Welcome back to Sports Betting Weekly, but from now until at least sometime after Thanksgiving, it's the John and Chaz Show on the Worldwide Sports Podcast Network and the Sports Betting Channel. Okay, so I got my numbers. I did it at break. 31.5 is the total I have for the first half, and 20.5 is the team total I have.
Okay.
And what that means is simply I'm still at the mercy of a college kicker.
Yep.
Okay, so that half a point in college is never a guarantee. However,
especially with the way it's been going this year.
Last night, I had a situation where, remember, Wes was on NIU. And they lost the first half, and it was just an ugly first half. So in the second half, I went with the over. And I had 28.5, and the son of a gun, if they didn't tie it up, at 24 each with 11 minutes left in the game to make it 28 for the second half. And I said, this is a college game. It will not end in a tie. Yep. I shut the game off because I knew I had a winner. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I'll watch, John, even when the game's done, but it depends on where it is on my priority list that day, you know?
Of course.
So let's talk about college football. Are you going to do anything with college football this weekend?
I'll be very light with college football. I'm personally making the transition into college basketball. So where most of my sort of watching and doing my analytics will be focused on college basketball from here on out. We got to take 2 more weeks in college football regular season. Then we start going into bowl season here during the holidays. So I'll kind of pick and choose my spot. But yeah, college football wasn't, at least for me personally, isn't one of my strong suits. So I'm happy for college basketball to be here. So that's where my focus will be.
Hey, I don't know if you can check this out, but here's what happens when you doing a podcast with a green screen and advertently make yourself your first cocktail of the week. Because I don't normally drink during the week, but I'm on vacation as soon as the show's off.
There you go.
So I grabbed the green cup, John. Look, it's the green cup.
Oh, yeah, it's floating.
Yeah. Because it's green on a green screen. I think that is the coolest thing ever. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, there you go. Yeah.
So here's the notes I got for college football. The SEC schedule. Every year they do this, right? Every year, right before the big Iron Bowl, they play a team that they shouldn't play. How is that legal?
Especially this time of the year. I don't know.
Tell me out. Wouldn't you, if you were like the conference guy, the head of the conference, wouldn't you say something?
Yeah. And it just doesn't make any sense. But, once again, we're not the guys. The politics. I'm sure there's a lot of hidden numbers going on, obviously, besides that. But
the name Furman, does it scare you when it comes to college football? Furman. Now, they might have a good college basketball team, as you know, because you know some of those small schools.
Oh, yeah.
There and Jonathan from San Antonio and Tom Vasco, also big small school basketball guys. They would always call the show with small school basketball winners.
Yep. Mid-majors.
Yeah, but they have a football team because they want to have a football team, but they're really good with basketball. I just don't get it. And then here's the other thing: you're out here on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
How is the Pac-12 so irrelevant year after year after year?
Yeah, it's pretty much after those dominant years at USC. Where this is going back to the Reggie Bush days where they had that phenomenal team. You had a little mix in, I think, with Oregon and stuff like that. But yeah, it's crazy. It's been really just SEC dominant. Clemson, Alabama, LSU, pretty much. God, I don't even know for how long now. But those 3 teams, you can pretty much kind of pencil those guys in there. Few hit or misses in there. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy watching Pac-12 because every year you think, UCLA started off exceptional and then they just hit a brick wall and just went the other way. And you can say the same thing about USC. There was a lot of expectation with USC this year. And I don't want to say cursed, but it just seems like there's always something going on with those 2 teams from California. So it's tough to see, and especially on the West Coast.
They play this weekend.
Yep. So the West Coast, those are the late games. So it's kind of disappointing if you're not excited about watching those late games.
Good. People will stay up to watch you. Exactly. But if one week you win 42-17 and the next week you lose, 28-6, who's going to watch that stuff?
Yep.
So I got 5 games, John. I went through and I looked, and that's the other aspect of. I love open parlays. I've said that to you guys before. Not every book has everything. I've got.
Yep.
I don't know. I've gone through 5 books. The one thing I've noticed in Vegas is much more consistency across the platforms in terms of who allows what kind of bets. Not the case offshore. All offshores are different. But what happens when you have a open parlay, you don't have to make the decision now. So I don't have to handicap right now. I can wait. Oh, the Louisville guy like 50 yards on 3rd and 14. And I'm an extra point away from from cashing a ticket. Wow,
there we go.
The ticket on Sports Betting Weekly on Thursday nights at 8:00 New York time. And we're like,
that was pretty quick.
We have had a good run, have we not?
We had some great runs, a lot of great
thankful
games
for Vegas and the tickets, but I'm thankful for the run we've had because golly gee, from early in the summer, we just went on a tear. We were just doing well.
Yeah. Well, because we had so many options with just basketball and especially with hockey there. It was unbelievable. And then you kind of bleed that into it with baseball too. And it was great. What a great run.
College kicker worked, so that ticket is cashing tickets.
He did his job.
Man, what a shock. 21 points, and they've still got 11 minutes.
There's a lot of time left. Yeah, Louisville got the ball back there. I seen kind of within the turn of the second quarter, which I don't know how that happened, but
so let's do this. We're going to get
out. Good score for them.
The reason we're going to get out of that game is because we already won. We're going to go over and we're going to look at the pro game now. Is it still on the NFL Network or is it moved?
They do Fox right now, so it's on the national televised Fox for some reason.
You were saying like the under, right?
Yeah. I like the. If I was gonna go with, if you had a gun to my head and said, pick a side for tonight, I would say the under. I was hoping to get a better line on it, maybe thinking somebody would score, but right now it doesn't look like that. So we'll see how that goes. But I like the under. Yeah.
I looked at this game, and one of the things that I noticed is that the second half looked like I might have some opportunities. Atlanta overall in the second half, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of 10. 9 of 10. Atlanta, second half. I'm not going to tell you whether it's an O or a U or an L or a W. I want you to guess. Yeah. What is Atlanta 1 and 9 in the second half this year? What are they? What letter?
What 1 and 9? I would
1 and 9 in the second half in either overs or unders or wins or losses.
I would almost want to say under. I think I'm not sure. I haven't really been watching the Falcons too much. Yeah. L's. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
In the second half, New England scores points in the second half. So you know what? This could be a tale of two halves kind of game.
2 halves. Yeah.
Early, over later.
Yep. Well, like I said before, I've talked about this kid numerous times on the show before, and I'm just super impressed with the way Mac Jones is playing. It just seems like a perfect fit. He's probably honestly gone beyond my expectations of what he's done this year. So Patriots seem to be in a good spot.
Yeah, I saw him in a preseason game, John, and I told you guys.
Yeah.
It was Brady-esque, the way he just kind of slid it. And remember, you don't get a lot of respect as a quarterback at Alabama. You just don't.
Yep.
Everybody assumes you're a game manager because the talent is incredible, right? Think about all the great players in the NFL right now that are Alabama people. Running backs and
running backs, wide receivers. You're talking about linemen. You're talking about safeties. Yeah. Yep. They don't really talk about the quarterbacks so much, though, but everybody else.
College, and I said I'm going to highlight the games that jump out at me, and there were 5 of them out of 60-something games. 5 jumped out. The first one was Memphis at Houston, and it jumped out at me because why does that sound like the over should be 86?
Oh, it sounds like that should be a shootout. Yep.
The Aztecs. The Aztecs are doing things they haven't done in 50 years, 60, 70 years. They got something this year. Because they're 9-1 now. They're going to be 10-1. They could beat the UNLV. What are they giving 11? So if you're giving 11, you should win the game, right? Would you agree?
Yep. Especially versus UNLV, even though they've looked a little better, but
it's going to be. They haven't been 10-1 since like 1949 or something.
Wow, good for them.
Yeah, and they've been good for a while. Michigan State, Ohio State jumped out at me because
great matchup.
I don't know. Ohio State is just they're too many points. They give too many points. They're not a well-refined team. And this time of the season, I want them to be well-refined if I'm given 18 points,
Yep. I agree.
SMU Cincy jumped out at me because Cincy keeps getting you can only beat who you play. That's what I keep hearing.
Yeah.
But if who you play ain't good, and if they get in and they get embarrassed, they should instantly add more teams to the playoffs next year.
They should, yes. Cincinnati here, especially down the stretch. There's games where they should have been blowing teams out, and they haven't done that yet. Yep.
Well, I know because we've lost a couple bets on them.
Oh yeah,
3 or 4 weeks.
Yep.
And the last one, Oregon, Utah, another one. Good game, but I almost believe it'll be irrelevant because it's the Pac-12.
Yep.
All right, so I neglected to mention the border. I've got the border on the bottom. You can follow us on Twitter at SB Weekly, Instagram, Sports Betting Lessons, Facebook at Sports Betting Weekly, and then I have the other banner that says you can check out John on Instagram at GMF_sports_consultants.
Yep.
Wes on Twitter at 151_sports, and go to the hashtag the public on our Sports Betting Weekly page, and you can go to the Bit.ly Cash Tickets here page. Here's the thing: we're doing it whether you want to play or not.
Exactly.
It's our ball. We're playing.
Yep. You see the group chat. We're on there with plays every day. So if people want to be a part of it, they can. If not,
going forward, there's no way I'm going to even look at handicapping basketball. If something comes up here, I'll give you a situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at a function that I didn't know was going to allow me to watch a college basketball game, and there's a game on CBS, number 7 and number 15. It doesn't matter who's. And all of a sudden, a game that I didn't know was on at an event I didn't think I was going to be allowed. As you know, some events you're not allowed to watch. Kids,
to watch sports.
Baby parties for kids. The moms, they didn't want to have the TV on. No, you can watch. You watch it's your son's birthday. I know it's his birthday, but the game is on. His birthday's 24 hours. The game's like 3.
And it sounds terrible, but I'm to the point in my life where I almost asked 2 questions. Like, first of all, A, is there booze or alcohol allowed there? Or B, is there going to be the game on? That's kind of my basis of whether I'm going to a function or not.
I get the game on my phone. I don't need to have the game on. I don't want to have to smuggle booze into your party.
Yeah.
However, I have a plastic container. I could smuggle booze in anywhere.
Even they made flash for a reason. Yeah.
I've done it. All right, so I have no idea where I was at now, but part of the fun we're having,
Yeah.
So anyway, because we got to go to break. I got the tickets. We're cashing tickets no matter what.
You already cashed one, so that's good. We're only a half an hour on the show, so
yeah. And again, we normally have more live action, but. You got to have. Here's the thing: live action is, to me, the opportunity that is presented because of, like you said, they score real quick. So there's a fine example: Atlanta's kicking out of the end zone. If they block this kick and get a touchdown, instantly the lines are going to go crazy.
That line's going to move like that. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you're looking like. You're looking for something like that.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Let me regroup because I have no idea what I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
It was really
obviously if you like the under, you had a little bit in there, you'd be looking to take advantage, which
seems
like the right call. But
I could handicap college basketball myself. I don't need you. But I understand you're doing all the work. You're not charging me. and I will pay you. That's how it's proven to be since I've known you. I've known you like many years now.
It's been years now. Yep.
That's on the street corner, and you had to go sell picks for food.
Random,
So
sell picks for food, right?
In advance, I'm letting you know I appreciate all the picks.
Always.
Same as with Blackhawk West and Canadian football. Even though now I'm starting to see the data, and we're going to talk about Canadian football when we come back from break. I'm starting to see the data, and it allows me to be able to talk to Wes about Canadian football.
About it. Oh, yeah.
So, all right. So when we get back from break, I got the banners going. I got videos I've got to play. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing. You're listening to Sports Betting Weekly on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Oh, by the way, don't forget the Loudmouths are after us, and Belly Up Sports Podcast Network and the Sports Betting Channel.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
At championshipfootballs.com, they offer a 100% money-back guarantee on every single souvenir football that they sell. The coolest present they'll open that day, guaranteed. There's nothing worse than trying to find the right gift for somebody that already has everything. Whether that special present is for a New England Patriots fan or an Ohio State Buckeyes backer. Maybe Grams is a lifelong New York Giants supporter. Or your brother-in-law is a 12th man living in Seattle. Know a member of the Michigan State Alumni Association? Is there a better Father's Day gift for someone who's a Baltimore Ravens fan? Send them the coolest present they'll open that day, guaranteed. Now, if your favorite pro team is the Buffalo Bills or those Minnesota Vikings, well, they're sorry about that. Also, if you're a New Mexico State Aggies or Tulane Green Wave alumnus, not much they can do. After all, the name isn't nice effort, you had a pretty good season, footballs.com. The name is championshipfootballs.com. The coolest present they'll open that day, guaranteed.
Hey, this is an important message. I'm Second Half Chaz from Sports Betting Weekly. Sports betting is supposed to be a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. If you're hurting yourself by gambling with money you don't have, check out our website for the Gamblers Anonymous phone number.
When Vince Young scored on 4th and 5 in the 2006 Rose Bowl, two things happened. The Texas Longhorns won the NCAA title, and ChampionshipFootballs.com was born. From Texas to Alabama to Ohio State, and now for Super Bowl winners too. ChampionshipFootballs.com is the place for the coolest present they'll open that day, guaranteed. Now, 10 years later, ChampionshipFootballs.com has the autographs too. See if any of these names remind you of a special time in your football life. Michael Bennett, Lou Holtz, Joe Montana, Devin Smith, Jameis Winston, Rocky Blyer, Rocket Ishmael, Ara Parsegian, Mike Stonebreaker, Chris Zorich, Luther Bradley, Todd Light, Tony Rice, Lawrence Taylor, Dave Casper, Marcus Mariota, Rudy Rudiger, David Tyree. Enter the promo code RADIO and you'll instantly save $50 on any of the ChampionshipFootballs.com autographed footballs. ChampionshipFootballs.com. The coolest present they'll open that day, guaranteed.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Sports Betting Weekly.
Sit back and enjoy the show.
Chicken dinner.
Welcome back to Sports Betting Weekly on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, the Sports Betting Channel, the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network. But for at least the next 20 minutes until the loudmouths join us, it's the John and Chaz Show. All right, so what do we got to talk about? Oh, it's CFL picks. We got some CFL comments from Wes. I'm just going to read them because Wes has work. That's you, actually. And then we got to talk about your games, too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's see here. Only two. Last week we went 3-1. Only two playoff seeds remain. Houston and Montreal are tied for second and third. My only play of the week is Hamilton -6 against Saskatchewan. Remember about 12, 16, 18 weeks ago, I couldn't say?
You couldn't say that. Yeah. You've come a long way.
And then because they're resting all their starters, including their quarterback. All bets are off if Montreal loses Friday night because, of course, then the other team doesn't have to win.
Yep.
Hey, not for nothing. This kid for Louisville is looking like Lamar Jackson out there.
He has been phenomenal in the last couple of games. They've been putting up a ton of points.
It was not even top 10. It was the most incredible offensive play I've ever seen in a long, long time. It was like Lamar Jackson. The dude just started on a 72-yard run. He started twice. He let everything happen and went around him. 72 yards. It's 27-0. Go Cardinal. You got to watch him play. It was just amazing. He faked the toss, cut it back, hesitated, just ran straight, then got tackled by the leg, looked around, and just outran some poor guy 55. You know how
that kid's been putting up phenomenal numbers. I think they put up over 45 against Syracuse last week. I mean, they trounced Syracuse last week. So
I've always been blessed to be fast. And when you're faster than the guy that's chasing you, and he's your friend, of course, say you're running on the beach or you're just running on the track, whatever. You're running somewhere and your buddy's running too, but you're faster than your buddy. He knows it and you know it. And he can't catch you no matter what because he ain't fast as you. That's what it was like. He looked right at the guy. And number 55 was running really fast, but he wasn't fast as that guy.
Not fast enough. Not today.
It was a mind-blowing. I was watching it live, and it was just mind-blowing impressive how well he was, how he did. All right, so that makes sense with the CFL. If 2 and 3 are playing, if 2's playing or 3's playing on Friday and the other one's playing on Saturday, and the first one loses and is out of it or wins and it's out of it, that's kind of how it works. So
Yep, that makes sense.
All right, so let's talk about the 4 games that you set me. The first one was the Green Bay game, right? Let's go with the Miami Jets game first.
Yep. The Miami Jets game. I mean, this is just, I guess, that AFC East kind of rivalry. I don't know if you want to call it a classic rivalry now, but, they've had some memorable games in the past. This is one where you got Joe Flacco actually starting now after, the Great White Hope, Mike White got benched, so to speak, after last week. I guess that was kind of one and done. So yeah, I'm actually looking at what's that?
How many picks did he throw?
I think he threw 4. I off the top of my head, I'm going to say 4.
I don't know. I think there might have been a 5 on there somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was something ridiculous. I know that. So yeah, it was crazy because I heard a previous comment. And I'm not sure if this is correct, if he actually said it, but somebody said that he deserved to be the number 1 quarterback drafted in his class, and then he goes out and he has that after what happened. So I don't know. It's kind of deserving if you truly made comments like that. Don't quote me, but I heard something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, this screams classic under matchup. I see this being like a 19-15 game. I know that sounds odd, but this is truly what I expect in Miami Dolphins Jets contest here. It's going to be an ugly game to watch. I feel bad for Jets fans. I feel bad for Miami Dolphins fans who have to watch this, but I think this is just a classic under game. And I'll be looking for a lot of ugliness and a lot of punts and a lot of misplays, especially with Flacco. Yeah, I think they're going to kind of put him in the right positions, and they're going to run the ball, the Jets, which the Jets aren't bad at running the ball. So, they're not going to let him do too much. He's not expected to do too much. And so, yeah, I love the under in that game.
Yeah, we talked about how the Jets don't score, and you can't score fast if you run because you have to run the whole way.
Yeah, I don't expect either of those teams to be in a lot of hurry. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, so the next one was Cincinnati Raiders.
Oh, Cincinnati Raiders. Yeah, this was a spot where last week I was hoping the Raiders would bounce back, but after watching that game, their defense just continues to get worse and worse. And I don't know if the off-field, between the coach and unfortunately, the player activity that they had with the players now getting in trouble. I don't know if that's taken a toll. I got Cincinnati in this one. I think Cincinnati is probably the better team, and they need to win more. I think going down the stretch than the Raiders. I don't want to say the Raiders are throwing in a towel, but after last week and just kind of with everything that's happened, I just don't have very much faith in them, which I did in the beginning of the season. I had high hopes for them, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to pan out for them long term.
Look at this. The scores of these games. Cleveland last week, right, whacked them 41-16.
Yep.
Kansas City beat them 41-14.
Kansas City put up a ton of points for the first time. Yep.
Oh, man. All right. Then the other one you said was the Green Bay game.
Yeah, Green Bay game. Aaron Rodgers is back. Another kind of Midwest rivalry there. You got Packers versus the Vikings. So that'll be good. But if you've been following the Packers and you look at their against the spread record for the year, it's phenomenal. If you've been betting them every week, you've made a ton of money. So I'm good with them. I think they're getting 1.5. So I feel comfortable playing that number. It's basically a pick 'em, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my money on Aaron Rodgers from here on out, pretty much the rest of the year.
Yeah, hard to argue with that.
Yeah. Yeah, they have some injury issues, I think, at the running back position, but I'm not too worried about that.
Well,
I have faith in the defense. Yeah.
I mean, he didn't play the first week, right? Because he didn't practice.
Yeah.
Right? When they got whacked, he didn't practice at all. He
didn't practice. Yeah. I mean, that first game, the first Green Bay game, and ever since then they've been phenomenal.
All W's.
All W's, all wins again. Yep.
All W's. Now, I'm going to give you another one on that game. How do you think you've done if you started betting unders on the Green Bay Packer games? Now, Green Bay's right. You don't think of Aaron Rodgers and unders.
Yeah. Their defense has done phenomenally well. I mean, if you looked at the last couple games, they've held teams under 20 points. So that would be the trend. Yep. So that would be the trend.
Games
so kudos to Green Bay. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is a superstar and he gets all the talk, and you would want to think that. But their defense is doing phenomenal. That's kind of why I lean on them, regardless of who's playing on offense. But see, obviously, if Aaron Rodgers is out, I would kind of be skeptical about that. But as long as he's quarterbacking and he has, people to throw to, and that defense is intact, I feel pretty confident with Green Bay, especially getting 1.5.
Listen to these numbers, John. Seattle, they shut out, of course. First time he got shut out in his career, right? 150-something starts.
Yeah.
Week before that, Kansas City, a pretty good team, 13 points.
13 points.
Week before that, Arizona, 21. Now, isn't Arizona probably right now the number one team in terms of odds? Probably.
Yep. They came out. They came out too. One of the hottest teams in the NFC. There. So
week before that, 14, 22, 17, 7, 8. Yeah. They're just
all under 20. Yep. Besides Arizona, a little over. Yep.
Yeah. You're going to do good if you don't give up points.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Well, if you could hold these top teams, we're not talking bottom barrel teams here that they're playing. We're talking, you're throwing Arizona, you're throwing KC, you're throwing Seattle, you're throwing top tier teams in here, and they've been able to hold these teams to under 20 points in an NFL game. That's pretty phenomenal when you think about all the trends and the overs and everything that's going on.
Yeah. If the teams are stinky teams, yeah, but I bet you those names, right?
Those exactly. Yeah.
Playing
here.
Yep.
Right, you're talking about top caliber offenses and top tier names. So very impressive. Kudos to the Green Bay Packers defense.
I had another in my history of spouse taxes. I had another one. In the old days when it was really, really hard to get your money to Costa Rica, you had to use Western Union, MoneyGram.
Yeah, MoneyGram. Yeah.
They had a blacklist, and I got blacklisted.
Yeah. If you have too many transactions. Yep.
And I had to use my wife to spend the money.
I've been there before.
Well, guess what I also had to use my wife for?
She's got to go pick up the money, too.
The money. And
we were handed to her first.
Now, if you're single and you've never lived with a woman, let me explain how expensive a basket that's not really that big. A shopping basket at CVS, which is a pharmacy, any drugstore where they sell makeup and things like that. So you walk in the store and there's that section where all the ladies are, and that's where the makeup and stuff is. And these jars are small. They're small. We're talking, they're like medicine jars. They're medicine jars. And they're $37 a pop. And the next thing I know, I got whacked for like 38%. So 38% of my money.
Oh, man.
I never even got because the cashier paid me in my wife's name and then took it back to pay for her basket of, 20 or 30 things. We had to come to an agreement that it's a flat fee.
Get a flat rate weekly, right?
I think the minimum was like $500.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I have to pay the Western Union to get my $500.
Oh yeah, the fees were crazy back then too. Yeah.
So we turned out it was a flat fee, but golly gee, all of a sudden every weekend, hey honey, are we going to CVS? Not did you win or how'd you do or how's your handicapping going or how are your picks making out? None of that. So those, I'm telling you right now, those spouse taxes are tough. All right, so let's see what we got. We covered Wes's CFL plays.
Well, also in that hindsight, kudos to Bitcoin. It made things a lot easier for us folks who want to go with the offshore. So thank you, Bitcoin.
No doubt about it. And it really is. It's sometimes you got to wait, for it to cycle through and go through all the system things, whatever they call those loops that it does. But sometimes, like one of my books, they trust it. They figure if you got a number.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's automatic. Yep.
And they put it right in my account. Yeah.
Yep. So, way quicker than MoneyGram, less expensive. So.
Well, we talked about let's go over this weekend. So, and I talk to people all the time. There's certain sports that you can't predict. Soccer, you can get away with it if they played the middle of the week game. Then you know what happened, and they're going to play the end of the week game. But if it's college basketball where they're playing 4 games a week some weeks, there's no way you can tell what Team A is going to do when they go to Team B on Friday or Saturday, or Friday and Sunday, whatever the days are, Thursday and Saturday, whatever those 2 days are that the teams travel to other schools.
Mm-hmm.
But do you have anything on the board this weekend that's already on your radar?
I haven't even looked that far ahead into college basketball. But I'll start focusing, like I said previously. That'll be sort of the main bulk of my focus is that in NFL. We just started college basketball. It's the beginning of the year, and even till almost Christmas, there's a lot of stuff going on. Kids are traveling. Kids are in a new environment. They might be freshmen, they might be sophomores. Tons of kids going through the transfer portals, and you have to remember these are young kids. So traveling and all this kind of outside influence plays an effect. So you got to really pay attention and really kind of eye the teams and eye everybody. And that's kind of what I do for handicapping. I look for teams that are experienced and teams that have like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 starters back, or 3 or 4 or 5 guys back, and just kind of lean on them until we could get some data and everything going forward.
Yeah, think about. Oh, by the way, Duke kicked another field goal.
Oh, that's good for the points.
That I needed. I got that half a point.
Yep. Take all the points you can get.
Needed a half. I only needed a half. There's no way to get a half except a college kicker's got to put it through the uprights. The other thing is, what other sport do you say about the age, right?
Exactly.
Or the class? You don't say this team's got a lot of second and third year players in the NFL. Yeah. You know what? But yeah, if you got juniors and seniors and I got freshmen and sophomores, you have an advantage. It's no different than we talk about BYU and college football and basketball as well. These guys have kids in the stands. They're 26. Mm-hmm. They're playing against 19-year-olds because they played 2 years, went on their mission for 2 years.
Yep.
For 2 years.
Yep.
In that respect, those are important things to know. And that's, again, why you need to check out John on Instagram.
Yep.
_sports_consultants. I'm going to make this guarantee. No, I will make this guarantee. If you buy your beer at a sports book where they have extra high charges, I'm not talking about drink tickets. I'm talking about if you're at a sports book where you got to pay for your beers, you will spend more beer in a month than you will give John in a month. I guarantee it.
Oh, yeah.
And the beer will never give you any money back. Would you say that's a fair guarantee?
I'm going to say that's a pretty accurate guarantee. I mean,
you can go through $40 a day, right? Do you have any of your customers $40 a day every day to month?
Yeah. No, I don't charge my players that month, but we easily make that. We can easily make that back. Yeah.
A bar at $12 IPAs, you drink 4 IPAs and you tip $2 on each one.
Yep.
You're up to $60 on the whole in beer.
Exactly. Yep.
And I have no problem, John, being broke even at the end of the day, like I said, because I would rather buy my buddies $12 IPAs and pay a nice tip to the guy or girl that's bringing it to me than give it back in a Hawaii game.
Yeah.
That's my life.
That's the great way to look at it. That's right. Sometimes those late games, you got to stay away from it. There's nothing wrong with taking your money and enjoying it.
Go, because we did see the view from Vegas. The guy from Las Vegas Sports Information Network, The View from Vegas. I forget his name off the top of my head. I've known him. I've met him. I had a drink with him. He's a great guy, and I apologize for forgetting his name. But anyway, he posted, and they had the link to the circuit contest.
Correct.
So I know that I picked a couple weeks to take off with Breeders' Cup and stuff from the NFL that seemed to be good weeks because everybody complained about it.
Yeah.
So where are you right now?
We're pretty much almost right at the halfway through point. I'm still in the top 100. The last 2 weeks were not very good to me, but I think that's if you kind of go around the realm of sports betting, especially with people in these contests and NFL in general, you can kind of hear that, sentiment, all around. But I'm perfectly happy with where I'm at. I'm still in the top 100. I'm only about 5.5 games back. So we're going to continue to just hopefully keep on plugging in. If I can get anything over 60%, I'll be happy. Obviously, the goal is you want to try to win money, but it's just a great kind of stat and something to have in your repertoire, to see, and it's fun. And it's the thrill of winning if you could win, you get a chance of winning $1 million, or even the quarter prizes is $150,000. So I don't mind, which I guess it's kind of like a future bet on yourself, but I don't mind spending the $1,000 and being able to have the fun throughout the whole year, because you're doing this for 17 weeks, 18 weeks. And there's a chance that you could possibly get hot for 4 weeks and win $150,000, or even get up in the top 50 and get a decent payout out of it. So I think it's worth it. I like doing it, and I'll continue to do it as long as they don't raise the prices up too much.
There you go. And we'll continue to follow you. As always, the loudmouths are next. I am second half Chaz. Thanks for listening, and always be cashing.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.